Welcome back, guys. Today on the 277, I'm going to be walking you through the list of the 7 most disliked personalities in the lounge. Yeah, it's going to be a rough one. I'm going to ruffle a few feathers, I'm going to shake a few trees, a couple of assholes is going to fall out. I'm going to set the comment section ablaze, so, it's right down there. Feel free to use it. But remember, all this, just one Irish asshole's opinion, so, Coming in at number 7, here's an old name for you, Artem Abrahoff. Dead silence. I would say most of the current crop, and especially the new people in the lounge, have never heard of Artie. Back in 2020, remember then? Yeah, that was a fun time. We had COVID and we had Artem. Now, Marty was the OG lobby tournament cheater. This guy would post perfect numbers in impossible time frames. He was using some sort of bot system. I'm not getting into it. Anyway, it kicked off in the lounge, and when I say it kicked off, it kicked off. So, denial followed by denial followed by denial by Artie. And when confronted with the facts, he would do that Hillary Clinton eye-rolling gif. You know this one? Yeah, that one. That just inflamed the situation more, because that's how he would respond to the conversation, that gif over and over again. Eventually, Artie would disappear, only to re-emerge about a year later, and plot twist. This time, this Artie had a full confession and an apology, throwing himself at the mercy of the lounge, wanting to be welcomed back with open arms. He had a plan, too. He announced a reimbursement tournament where he was going to distribute all the money he'd gotten from his ill-gotten fraudulent wins amongst the community. Sign-ups totaled 2, I believe. Yeah, it seems no one wanted to give Artie the cheater their banking details. That was a shocker. But he still lives in infamy with me, even though most of the lounges forgot it, and that was enough to secure him the 7th place on the 277s. 7th most disliked. Number 6 on the list, Chase Moss. Another little bit of a name from the past. Before I start on Chase, let me say these lists are my lists, but they're not my personal feelings. What I try to do is encompass how the lounge vibe is about everything. So, with that being said, I personally hold no ill will to little Chase. I didn't really have that much interaction with him. But a few years back, Mr. Moss caused such a ruckus in the lounge that we still talk about him in the chats today, and not in a positive light. Chasey Boy was the original whiner. He'd rage quit on turn 3, and he'd rage quit the tournament even faster. He'd be in the chats whining, crying, complaining. It's unfair, it's not just. What were his complaints? He got outplayed. The other guy got swinged before me. I was in Florida, and he came into Florida and chased me. You can imagine if you're in the chats how these comments went down. He was not viewed in a positive light. So, as far as I know, Chase is still around in the lounge. I don't think he's been active in some time. But the fact that he just had that sort of, I want to punch him in the face personality, still secures him the 6th spot on this list. Number 5, we have Chad Harris. Where to start with Daddy Dom Harris? Do not ask. If you want that one explaining, you have to look up his Tinder profile. So, Chad saw himself as the lounge police. He was a moderator, and he took his role seriously. He would remove people's posts, he would block people. Sounds like a good thing, right? Sometimes that needs to happen. With Chad, though, it became personal. He targeted certain people and would remove anything they put up. I believe Brett Gordon. Pains me to say his name, but I believe he suffered at his hands. Once you got on the Chad dislikes you list, you were on it for life. There was no way back. Another issue I personally had with Chad was I found his many tournaments, boring. They were monotonous. They were soul draining. The same thing over and over again. Anyone for a snake draft? Again. Now, there was some excitement to be found in a Harris tournament. That was the excitement of watching them fall out with the players over minor, little petty disputes and removing them from the tournament. So obviously, people stopped turning up for Chad's tournaments. However, was this because of Chad? No. Chad would go on to say that there was a secret cabal of 270 players behind the scenes threatening and warning people off from joining his tournaments. Yeah, that wasn't happening. So, Chad's tournaments went in decline. Chad's mental health went, into paranoia, into craziness. The real aim came from Mr. Harris when his nemesis Liz Wallen took over the NFL League, a league formerly run by Chad. I believe Chad tried to start the league, and about 3 people signed up. Liz then announced she was starting the league, and lo and behold, the sign-up sheets were full. Was this to do with Chad? No, it wasn't. This was to do with the immortal phrase he muttered, the illegal prize of $50 she's offering. The illegal prize. What What the hell does that even mean, man? Come on, Chad. You're number 5. Number 4, we have Rishav Bahawaz. We have Rishav. You know Rishav, right? Okay. Before we start, let me issue a content of mature nature coming up warning because it's Rishav. Alright, buckle up. Rishav holds the distinction of being one of the, I think, the only 2 people ever to be barred from the 270 Lounge. And that, honestly, that should tell you everything you need to know about this little, insert swear word, pest. Rishav earned his community infamy a few years back by creating fake Facebook accounts, entering the lounge, entering tournaments with multiple accounts, cheating to win, giving himself more chances, and being generally disgustingly abusive to many of the players. Now, in the recent years, Rishav has made a bit of a return and is trying, he's working on it. He's still got that personality, so he's got that disadvantage. But the man wasn't just cheating back in the day. He was speed running the playbook on how to get hated by absolutely everyone. And touchdown, man, you achieved it. Now, the really icky stuff. I don't have the full details on this, but Rishav had a habit of sliding into the DMs of our limited female community. Because let's face it, sausage fest. Now, as my role as a commissioner, I was told by these ladies that they're happy to play in the tournament as long as they don't have to be in a group chat with Rishav. So, again, I don't know what went on, but make of that what you will. My personal experience with the guy, he's annoying, he's slimy, he's completely untrustworthy. Like I said, these are not my lists. This is like a community vibe. If it was my list, he'd be number 1 with a slimy, annoying little bullet. Number 3 on the list, Austin Shavira. You may know him as the Reckless Panda if you're in the lobby. He is a real good player. And that, sadly, is where the nice things that I can say about Austin sort of stop. He's on the outs with most of the community right now. And I feel Austin's main problem, simple as this, it's plain old loneliness. Here's the pattern. Austin joins tournament. Tournament runs along smoothly. We get to like 11 p.m. Pacific time. Austin has a few drinks. Austin stares out into the void. Austin realizes how lonely the bamboo forest really is. Austin lands in the tournament chat, bait posting like a panda possessed. Now, the scrappy little panda's not really looking for a fight. He's looking for a reaction. He's looking for an interaction. He's looking for anything that will fill the loneliness for just a few minutes. He's looking for people to see him. He's looking to feel important, and he's just looking attention. That's what it boils down to. The problem has only been on the rise since AI has been on the rise, as the unimaginative little panda now just asks ChatGPT to write him something. Copies and pastes it straight to the tournament chat, paragraph after paragraph after paragraph. I don't read it, I don't think anybody does. What makes it even more upsetting is Austin has openly admitted on one of his boring streams that he doesn't even believe most of what he's arguing in the chats about. He just does it to get a rise out of people, just to irk people, just to upset people. I mean, this stuff's going to get you on a list of the 7 most disliked. The commissioners of the tournaments, they've had enough of Austin. The lounge is bored stiff of AI Austin. And that's how the little panda managed to crawl his way up to number 3 on the list of the 7 most disliked. Okay, number 2, who missed out in the top spot? Time to shock the world. Jason Casey. Y'all hear that? Pretty sure I just heard Adam Zacker's jaw hit the floor. How is Casey not number 1? Ah yes, Jason, the undisputed GOAT of getting under people's skins. Now Jason has a loyal little band of followers, but the truth is the community as a whole, they have enough lingering bitterness towards him to rocket him straight up to the number 2 spot, but not the number 1. My personal stance on Jason has softened in the last 2 years or so. He has toned down his abrasiveness a lot, but if I didn't put him high up on this list, the community would cancel me faster than the Chase Moss rage quit. Now, also, to be fair, Jason has earned his reputation. He's one of those guys that, he hates losing almost as much as he loves rubbing his opponents' faces in their defeats. He's a bad loser, but he's a worse winner, believe me. And sometimes all it takes is a little goat emoji being posted in the DMs to boil someone's piss. Admittedly, he's boiled my piss with that in the past. He was much worse in the earlier days, and that bad blood, that has not washed away. Yes, Jason can be annoying as Yes, he 100% drove people away from the lounge and the game. Yes, he has said some truly awful things to some people. And yes, he once uttered the phrase, the immortal phrase, the history of 270 cannot be written without the name Jason Casey. So, he's the number 2. The self-proclaimed GOAT, once upon a time, would have been number 1 on this list, but not no more. Coming in at number 1, who claimed the title? Who is the 277's most disliked? Mr. Jonathan Suits. Who? If you're asking who, that's because he has you blocked. He has a lot of us blocked. Myself included, of course. Anything can incur the ire of Mr. Suits. I managed to do it by posting a little cry emoji on whatever post it was he had posted whining and crying about that week. He's prone to do that. Big Baby John is allegedly, possibly, the number 1 sore loser in our whole community. He once posted in the lounge that direct messaging someone GG for good game after you've played them is the creepiest thing ever. Okay, so just wait. This is the same, air quotes, man that has sent many of us, again myself included, recorded voice and video messages where he verbally abuses us like it's some sort of weird horror movie cameo. The only problem with that is he comes across in those videos as like a little neutered dog barking at a leaf blowing in the wind. Kind of funny. Jonathan, if we're watching, we've saved those clips and we passed them around. It's honestly impressive that he has managed to fall out with so many of us when he's never taken part in the player run events. So, I don't know, kudos on that one, Jonathan. Basically, at this point, he's an urban legend, a myth, a cryptid of bad sportsmanship. If you haven't got a little message from Jonathan abusing you, you, my friend, have not completed 270. So, Suitsy, you little comic book villain, you are the 277's most disliked. So, guys, that was our list. That was the 277's most disliked. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. The comment section, as always, is right down there. It is for telling me I suck. It is for telling me the list was wrong. It is for telling me I belong on this list. And maybe even use it for telling me what lists you'd like to see us at the 277 cover next. But with that said, until next time, we out. I mean, you're welcome.